welcome or welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, hello. What are you doing here? Stick around. If you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back. I thought today we could do a mid-year book tag. Now, everybody's been doing Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. However, the YouTube's only just begun, so I thought we could make it a mid-year. We're going to run through the book stats, we're going to run through the best book, the worst book, the biggest surprise, books that I want to read going forward. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to discuss all of the books, not all, that's a lot, of the books that I've read so far this year. So, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, get comfortable, and let's discuss. So to begin with, we're going to discuss the current book stats. As of current, we have read 59 books, which seems absolutely wild. My target for the year was 100. I'm definitely going to hit that target, that's for sure. I mean, we are at the end of July, but I'm still over halfway, and I am reading like 2 at once, so we're definitely going to be hitting that 100 book goal. Out of that 59 books, the Fable stats are a tad confusing because it says 39 romance, 37 fantasy, 10 young adult, 4 sci-fi, and 4 sports. Now, does that add up to 59? Absolutely not. That adds up to like almost 100. So I think romance and fantasy get smushed into the same category, I think, or split, I should say. If it's a romantasy, I think it counts as a romance and a fantasy, maybe. I'm unsure, but that's the stats. My average rating is 4.1, which is pretty solid because I have actually rated some books like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. And I don't think I've had many 5-star books. Maybe we'll have to double check. We'll have to fact check myself there. But 4.1, I definitely have. I would say I've really got down with my book rating this year. I'm definitely a lot more stingy, although my score would say otherwise. I definitely am a lot more stingy with my ratings. Like, I've had a lot of 3.75s. However, I also think that because I've now been reading that bit longer, I just know what I like. So yes, my average rating might be a bit higher, but it's because I know the books that I'm going to enjoy. I've read enough books now, I would say, that I know what I'm going to enjoy. I'm not too bothered about, I mean, don't get me wrong, who doesn't want a 5-star feeling book? But also, that's one thing I am struggling with, is finding a 5-star read. Definitely don't think I've had very many, but we get some solid 4.5 stars, 4.75 stars. They just don't quite give me that 5-star feeling. There has been a couple, and we will talk about them, but yeah, let's get on with it. Our first prompt is best book of the year so far, and this should come to no surprise to anybody because I think I talk about it probably in every other video, and that is The Night and the Moth. I still think about this book daily. Honestly, don't even know what to tell you. It's just unbelievable. It's just so good. Rachael Gillig's writing. Rachael Gillig is an auto-buy author for me. I mean, she's only got 3 books. 4 in, a week's time? When does Knave and the Moon come out? Let's have a look. Oh no, it's August next month. Damn it. Knave and the Moon is literally out for 1st of September, so I will be rereading The Night and the Moth next month because I feel like it's just a given, it's needed. Rachael Gillig was my first entry into gothic, darker fantasy, and both the Shepherd King duology and The Night and the Moth probably some of my favourite books of all time. I read The Shepherd's King duology last year, and obviously The Night and the Moth was earlier on this year. I believe it was February, March time. They're just so good. They're just so good. If you haven't read The Night and the Moth, it is about Sybil. She is a prophetess, and she is forced to leave her cathedral. I'm unsure what it's called. Let me find out. Right, it says cloister. I don't know what that means. Basically, orphan girls are forced to do like a 10-year term in this cathedral, and they become diviners. Or is it diviners? I don't know. She is forced to leave by Rory, Mr. Rory Mundacious. MMC of the year, probably. MMC of the year. He's got to be. Find me a better MMC, I'm sorry. Who is a knight, and they uncover truths around their kingdom and the other missing diviners. I'm going to call them diviners. If that's not what they're called, I'm so sorry. Please correct me. We have one of the greatest side characters of all time, but he unfortunately is going to be on another point, so I'm not going to say anything more. But if you haven't read The Night and the Moth, please go and read it. Next, we have the worst book of the year, and honestly, I'm not going to give this book very much airtime because I'm baffled that we are glorifying cheating so much, and that is A Love Letter to Whiskey. I literally only read this book because somebody that I really value my book reviews from has just read it and listened to it and absolutely loved it. I didn't quite realise that said book was just going to be a book full of cheating on their partners because they can't figure out their own crap and be together. So yeah, that was the worst, the biggest disappointment, the worst book, whatever you want to. I think it's the worst book. I think biggest disappointment is a different title. It is. That was the worst book that I've read so far this year. What a waste of my time. Next up, we have Best Sequel. Now, I haven't read a ton of incredible sequels this year, which kind of hurts my soul a little bit. A couple of the books that I have read this year have second book syndrome, and it worries me. However, the beginning of the year, I did in fact read Spark of the Everflame. So the best sequel of the year is in fact Glow of the Everflame. This was better, in my opinion, than book one. We got so much more from all the characters. We got so much more relationship development. What is this saga called? Is it the Kindred Curse saga? This is true enemies to lovers. This is true enemies to lovers, and I absolutely ate it up. Now, the Kindred Curse saga follows DM. DM is a very controversial character because she is rather annoying. However, I think she's so annoying that I love her. I know some people don't think the same, but I really truly love her. I think she's so incredible, and she's a bad bitch. I obviously can't go too much into this book because I don't want to spoil it, and it is a second book. However, DM basically comes into an alliance with House Corboys. Is that how you say his name? Again, I don't know. I'm sorry. Who basically are like the hierarchy, the in charge people, and she comes into a political alliance with them because her mother has gone missing and she's trying to find her mother and save her people. Again, great book. Fourth book is out, I think, also in September. God, September's going to be an expensive month for me, but I'm looking forward to it. And then following on from best sequel, we have worst sequel. Now, this could also go into biggest disappointment, to be honest, because we're going to talk about Light Weilder. Again, I can't really talk about it because it's a sequel. However, there's a 4-year time jump from book one. There's a big old massive cliffhanger at the end of book one, and then we start book two and we've missed 4 years. Where's the 4 years gone? Because I don't even know. I'm certain I literally spoke about this book not long ago. Did I? I don't remember. So I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to be annoying. However, Metal Slinger for me was one of the greatest books that I've probably read, and then Light Weilder has just ruined it for me. Supposedly, there is a third book that isn't a third book. It's like another person's POV coming out. If there is, great. I want that because that could be incredible. But we shall see if it can save it. Next up, we have Biggest Surprise. Now, probably literally in the last month, I have decided that I want to start reading books more out of my comfort zone. I am a romantasy girly. We've done a couple of high fantasy books. By a couple, I think I've literally read one and a half. I DNF'd Empire of the Vampire because the brain couldn't comprehend everything that was going on. Is Blood Over Brighthaven a high fantasy? I don't know. Anyway, I am a romantasy girly. I've been trying to branch out. I'm not even really a romance gal, but we've been branching out a little bit here and there. And in that, I have also been reading some lit fic. So biggest surprise for me was My Friends by Fredrik Backman. This, 5 stars. Probably one of the easiest 5 stars I've ever given to a book. I sobbed basically the whole way through, and it destroyed me. It absolutely destroyed me. This book follows an 18-year-old girl, Louisa. She escapes foster care. However, she's not quite 18, so she's on the run. She is trying to wait out until she becomes 18, so she doesn't need to go into anybody's care, and basically she can be her own person and do life on her own. We follow along on 2 timelines. We've got the present timeline with Louisa, and we've got the past timeline with the artist. The present timeline, Louisa is mourning her best friend. Her best friend loved art. So Louisa is going to an art exhibition to see a specific painting that her best friend really, really loved by a specific author. She then runs into the author in an alleyway. Did I just call him an author? I meant the artist in an alleyway. Unfortunately, the author is really unwell, and when he passes, he leaves Louisa his painting. Why do I keep calling him the author? We then also have the past timeline, and the past timeline goes through the artist's life, and we basically find out why he painted the painting that he painted. That was a lot of paint. There is a lot of grief, there's a lot of trauma. This painting is of the artist's friends, and we find out about all of their lives, what happened, the journey up to creating this painting, and what it means to everybody in this book, basically. It is an unbelievably touching book. There's a lot of hard-hitting grief and sad stories and upbringings in this book, and I think as my first entry into litfic, I probably couldn't have picked a better book because it was outstanding. It was so good, and I recommend it to absolutely everybody. My next prompt, we have, sticking on the sad themes, a book that made you cry, and if you've watched my recent TikTok, you will know that I sobbed in so much of this book, and that is Project Hail Mary, because Rocky is the love of my life, and I will never stop thinking about him. Never. We go through the story of Rylan Grace getting up to space. He is on a space mission, except when he gets there, he doesn't remember what he's doing there because he's been put into an induced coma. We, again, are following 2 timelines, present and past, as he uncovers his memories of why he's there, what he's doing there, why he's there, what he's there to achieve, and also the past timeline of the run-up into space. He meets a little friend. The little friend is Rocky. Rocky is great. Next on the list, we have a book that made you happy. We'll get away from the sad topics now. I've actually got two for this because I couldn't decide. The first one is And Now Back to You by K Borison. This is the sequel of First Time Caller. First Time Caller as well, to be honest, could be in this prompt. They're just such good books. They're easy, light-hearted love, romance reads, but we are also covering some normal life, normal day-to-day issues. But I love these. I love BK's writing. I think it's so good, and I do really want to read some more of her books this year. And then the second, which is a surprise to everybody, myself included, is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I think I laughed throughout the whole of this book. It's incredible. It's so much fun. Is it a lit RPG? Is that what it's called? I'm not a gamer. I couldn't be any further from a gamer if I tried. But, so yeah, I probably missed a lot of the references, but it's so much fun. It's a great time. The audiobook as well. If you haven't read this book or listened to this book, please immersive read it. Please immersive read it. Next up, we have most anticipated new release, and it's obviously got to be Knave and the Moon. It would be wrong if it was anything else. However, special mention also to Daybreak by Autumn Woods, because I read Nightshade just over a month ago and I have not stopped thinking about it. I don't even think I've put Nightshade on this list. Wow, that's really bad of me, isn't it? Nightshade probably was also one of the best books I've read this year. But anyway, yes. So Daybreak or Knave and the Moon would be most anticipated reads this year. Can't wait. Next up, best standalone. And I also have two entries. The first one, Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. This is so unique. It's such an incredible concept. The story is so good. Absolutely love this. It covers the differences between male and female kind of in the workplace, and Emma Wang is great. And then the second we have is A Stage Set for Villains, another unbelievable concept. I've never read anything like it. It's so different. I do believe people kind of were referencing it to Caraval. I don't really know how accurate that is. I've not read Caraval. I don't know whether it's just because it's kind of like the circusy vibe, but basically it's this pop-up circus that appears randomly, and you get forced to go, people join. That's an awful description of the book. Go and find out yourself. It's amazing. I have a guest. Is he gonna let me pick him up? Probably not. Let's find out. Here is said guest. Winston is not a fan of attention when it's not on his own terms. Do you have anything to say? There's some very good points there. Oh, he's not done talking. You can't lick the mic. Where's your dad? Where is he? Sorry about that intrusion. We are now back. Next up, we have new releases you haven't yet got to. First one, Stacia Stark, We Who Will Die. It's actually not that new now. I feel like it came out the very end of last year, maybe the very beginning of this year. I'm unsure. I could be wrong. As far as I'm aware, it's giving Vampire Diaries in a book. So sounds like a bit of me, to be honest. We then have Destiny's Edge by M.L. Wang. It's sapphic, and M.L. Wang is just unbelievable. I actually got this for free. I don't know if anybody else saw this, but basically she posted on Instagram that if you were signed up to her newsletter, you got a free copy of this book that she just released. So well excited, got it downloaded on the Kindle, gonna be reading that soon. We've then got Bloodbound by Ellis Hunter. This is a romantasy. I am unsure how many books there's going to be. I don't think it's a standalone. I think there is going to be more books. But this book is basically a once-in-a-generation mandatory duel between all the rival kingdoms for control of the heart. Just sounds great, and everybody's been loving it. Next up, we have Biggest Disappointment. Now, I'm sorry to anybody I hurt, but it's Red Rising. This very well could change. This very well could change. I have said it before. I will say it again. Maybe I just wasn't ready for it. I don't know. I'm going to try and reread it. But as of current, I feel like this was bigged up to me so much, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. I also think that the basic audiobook, really destroyed it for me because I hated his voice so much. And that's all I could think about. So I'm going to try again at some point, just not in the near future. My new favourite author, as mentioned, is K Borison. I read First Time Caller and Now Back to You this year, and I want to explore the rest of her writing towards the end of the year. It's just such easy books to read. I just think they're great palate cleansers. I absolutely love them, and I think it's such good writing. Newest favourite character is obviously going to be Bartholomew from Night and the Moth. It wasn't ever going to be anybody else, because I would probably die for Bartholomew, to be honest. Why would you not want a talking gargoyle as your best friend? Second to last, we have books I want to read this year. This is not new releases, books that are already out that I would like to get to. I really want to read some more E Schwab. Specifically, is it the Villains trilogy? Vicious, Vengeful, Victorious? Is that what the third one's called? I don't know. The new one's just come out. I really, really want to read that trilogy this year, or just more E Schwab in general. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Story is my favourite book of all time, and I also absolutely loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I just think E Schwab's writing just is for me. I just love it. I think it's great. I think she's incredible. So I really, really want to read Vicious, Vengeful, and whatever the hell the new one is called. I cannot remember the word. Another one is This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Ilona Andrew. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I believe it's somebody that gets dropped into like their favourite book, and we're reading about it in a book. That sounds great. I want to read it. And then Yesteryear. Everybody and their mum is loving Yesteryear at the minute. Again, it's another annoying main female character, but I just think I'm gonna love it. I am kind of putting this one off because I want to get the paperback in the airport on the way to my holiday. I'm gonna read it on holiday, but that's what I want to read. I'm dying to read it. I think it's gonna be great. And finally, for top of the lists, we've got Weaving Shore. I don't know the author's name. I can't remember it. I also don't really know what this book is about. I've seen a couple of people on TikTok where they do that. If you like this, then you'll like this. And it's always Weaving Shore. So it's on my TBR. And I absolutely adore the Fairy Loot edition. I think it's so cool. I also do love the normal edition. So I don't really know which one I'd pick first. I don't know. I think I want the Fairy Loot edition, to be honest. It's so cool. It's the black and white one with the big spooky looking house on it. Very excited. Do want to read that. And then last but not least, we have the prettiest books that I have acquired this year. They're hiding over here. We're going to start off with Riftborne by Greenwich and Lennox. This is the Mother, Maiden and Crone book box subscription. I'm going to do some close-up videos because I'm aware the lighting might be a bit dodgy in this, but Riftborne, it's so stunning. The sprayed edge. The naked hardback is just so cool. I absolutely adore this. And I'm currently reading it, and it's currently really good. Next, Kissed by the Gods by Caty Rogan. This was a pretty standard edition, which I thought was wild. Like, I just got this off Amazon. I think the sprayed edge is so cool. I have also recently finished this. I absolutely loved it. And then, because she's my favourite, we have the Fairy Loot edition of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. This is unbelievably... She's been in the wars a little bit, but I love her so much, and I think the naked hardback is so cool. And finally, another God tier book, another God tier series. We've got the Book of Azrael. This is the Smut and Sip edition. The cover is what did it for me. I wasn't obsessed with. I guess the spread is pretty cool. It's a dragon. I've actually only just really properly looked at that. Can you see the dragon up here? That is pretty cool, to be honest. We've got some lightning on the top, some lightning on the bottom. But yeah, I just thought that was unbelievable. And the quote on the back is, can you see how awkward I'm holding this? Love is the purest form of destruction there is. It's just so cool. And I have a feeling the art on the inside is unbelievable. The battles that I had to go through to get this book were not okay. I had to get it on Vinted because obviously I don't have a Smut and Sip subscription, which is so annoying because why are all the Smut and Sip books incredible now? But everybody and their mum was reselling it for about £100. And as much as I've just told you this is like God tier book, God tier series, I'm not spending £100 on a special edition. I think that's unbelievable. So I had to scour the internet for literally like 3 months straight to try and find a well-priced edition. I think I got it for £35, I think, in the end, which was pretty good. So yeah, that is everything. That is the mid-year book tag wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed. This is going to be a really long video. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Let me know some of your favourite books from this year down in the comments. That if you've made it to the end, thank you very much. And I will see you same time next week.